Yo, what's going on YouTube? Wanted to do a quick update on the brine shrimp that I have in this 1.5 gallon beverage dispenser. Also, I want to touch on the Copepod culture that I have here. I'm going to bring the light in a little closer because brine shrimp are actually attracted to the light. So as I'm recording this video, you should see more of them congregating in this little area here. To make life a little bit easier, especially with a beverage dispenser, all you have to do is bring the light down here towards the bottom, and the brine shrimp will congregate down here at the bottom, making for a more bountiful harvest. Now, as you can see, the brine shrimp have definitely grown in size. I've been feeding them spirulina algae. All I do is I take my Red Sea AB Plus cup and I fill it up about 3/4 of the way. I sprinkle some spirulina algae into it. There's no method to the madness. I just eyeball it, mix it up, pour it in here, and within a day or two, that stuff is gone. Spirulina algae is very healthy for them. But the bad thing about spirulina algae is that it clouds your water, as you can see. Now, it's about time for me to feed them. This is pretty clear, actually. But that's all I do, and they tear that stuff up. My mandarin is still taking to the live brine shrimp at the size. Once again, my plan is to feed the brine shrimp to the mandarin all the way up to their adulthood. And if the mandarin is still taking to them at that size, I'm going to try and throw some frozen brine shrimp at him. And if he takes to it, then man, that would just be so much weight lifted off of my shoulders, because sometimes I'm looking at the tank and I'll see the mandarin and he may look a little sluggish. You know, he'll just be laying in one spot and my mind goes crazy. Like, oh my gosh, he must have ate all the copepods that were in there. Or he doesn't have any brine shrimp to eat. He doesn't have any food. That's why he's looking so sluggish and XYZ and blah, blah, blah. So being able to feed him frozen food would just be a major weight lifted off of my shoulders. So however, once again, everything is going great with the culture, I guess you can call it. Now, one thing I want to point out, if you do have a copepod culture and a brine shrimp culture, you definitely want to have separate containers for them. I've seen in forums where people ask all the time, can I culture brine shrimp and copepods in the same container, please? No. No, 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 no. And here's why. So, I was doing something that was very stupid. Something that I knew that I shouldn't do, but we just do stuff sometimes. So this is what I use to harvest my brine shrimp. And I would simply, shine the light here for 1 or 2 minutes, let the brine shrimp congregate in this area, dispense them out into the container, feed them to my fish. Well, what I would also do sometimes is I would come to the copepod culture, because copepods are so small and you can barely see them. I would dispense some into this 8-ounce container, and I would put the flashlight up to it just to see if I see more activity, if I can see more copepods. Okay, they're getting a nice size to them, XYZ. And then, here's the stupid part, I would pour it back in here. That's bad for so many reasons. And I would do that without washing this out. And that's bad for so many reasons. If for whatever reason there's some type of something going on in here, disease or whatever, you don't want to put it into your copepod culture. Also, one day I was sitting here looking at it, right? And I'm thinking, those copepods are getting some good size. And I added some apex and tiger pods in here. But I'm looking at them, I'm like, wow, those copepods are getting some nice size. Whoa, those copepods are getting really big. Wait, hold on, that's not a copepod. So some brine shrimp must have been in the bottom of this container, and when I poured the copepod water back in here, I just put brine shrimp in here. Hopefully I got all of them out, but I do want to point out that the brine shrimp that were in here were noticeably bigger than the brine shrimp that were in here. So I don't know if the brine shrimp were out competing the copepods for the phytoplankton, or if they were eating the copepods, which I don't think they do, but I don't know. So just a bad idea altogether. If you want to have Copepods and you want to have brine shrimp, make sure you have a separate container for each one. All right. And once again, I added some Tigger and Apex Copepods to this. And funny enough, I think I see another brine shrimp in there. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to get him out after I stop recording, of course. But what I wanted to do is I wanted to take some brine shrimp out and head over to my tank and do another live feeding. So I'll see you guys over at the 75. All right, YouTube. So we're here at the 75-gallon aquarium. And the fish are out. So let's feed them some brine shrimp. You guys don't want any? And usually they're the most active when I put in the brine shrimp. Them and the green chromises. So I'm actually surprised that they're just over here on the side, just chilling. Well, I want to go ahead and cut this video short. I'll see you guys in the next one.